And that kind of revived the issue, the terrorism.
Well, but also then I think there's no question he made a mistake. He and the Attorney General have made a big mistake in holding the Khalid Sheikh Mohammed trial in New York.
Right.
When you reflect on it a little more carefully, you realize they have military tribunals anyway. They're going to try other people in military tribunals. Why would you have this one in a civilian court when you have military tribunals for other terrorists, some of whom allegedly aren't as dangerous as this guy? So I think that's playing out. Now I just read somewhere that they're thinking of trying another one in the District of Columbia. So there are a number of unfortunate decisions that he's made, and I think that may have something to do with it as well. And there's a way of sending him a signal, telling him, come on, toughen up. You know, now that you finally recognize we're at war, even if you're limiting it just to Al Qaeda, maybe there are a couple of things that follow from being at war. One of the things that follows is their enemy combatants, not domestic criminals. The other things that follow would be you don't let people out of Guantanamo when you're at war, particularly since 1 out of 5 of them come back and start killing you.
Mayor, can I ask you about that point?
Come on.
1 out of 5 returned to terrorism. They were released under the Bush administration. Do you think President Bush made a big mistake in that?
I think President Bush would acknowledge that he made a mistake. I mean, look, President Obama seems to have trouble recognizing that President Bush is no longer the president.
Right.
There's got to be a point at which, in fact, he should actually pick a date. This is the date on which I take responsibility. But one of the things he can't do is, he can't go back to the things that Bush did wrong and use that as refuge for the things that he's doing wrong. Of course it was a mistake to release those people. I mean, now hindsight is not sometimes fair. I'm sure when they released them, they didn't realize that they were going to start attacking Americans again. Now we have the benefit of that mistake. Why would we keep repeating it?
Harold Ford, can he win in New York?
To Illinois than to Yemen?
Probably.
Would it be safer to put them in Illinois than in Yemen?
I think it'd be safer to keep them exactly where they are. I don't think you should put them in Yemen. I don't think you should put them in Illinois. I think you should keep them in Guantanamo. These are people who have a penchant for killing Americans. I think they belong in Guantanamo. Here's what would make the president a really unusual leader. Stand up and say, I was wrong about Guantanamo. We should keep it. We shouldn't release those people. I was wrong about the Khalid Sheikh Mohammed trial. It's going to be in a military tribunal. I think the president would reverse a lot of this growing unfavorability that he has if he could admit his mistakes. And I noticed that his opponent did the same thing in that debate. I mean, obviously it was a mistake when she said that there is no Taliban left in Afghanistan. I don't know exactly who it is that's killing Americans there, but I think she realizes now, the president knows that, General McChrystal knows that. She should, before the end of this campaign, she should admit that she made a mistake. But if you can't admit that you made a mistake, it's very, very hard to kind of move on.
Some of the polls show that Americans